David Vedder, famously known as the Bubble Boy, lived his entire 12 years encased in a plastic bubble. Born with severe combined immunodeficiency, his parents had already lost one child to the same disease. Desperate to protect their second son, they turned to NASA engineers to create a protective bubble and even a specialized spacesuit. This was their attempt to shield David from the outside world. Their love for their son was undeniable, but their efforts were ultimately limited. David's life ended far too soon. As parents or loved ones, it's natural to want to shield those we care about from harm. But the story of David Vedder reminds us that our human efforts to protect can only go so far. The same truth is evident in the life of another David, King David of Israel. In 1 Samuel 25, David was on the verge of a grave mistake. After being insulted and wronged by Nabal, a wealthy but foolish man, David set out with his men to exact revenge. Fueled by anger, he was determined to take matters into his own hands. Enter Abigail, Nabal's wise and discerning wife. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Abigail intercepted David with a plea that not only diffused his rage, but also reminded him of God's care. She said, "The life of my Lord will be bound securely in the bundle of the living by the Lord your God." 1 Samuel 25:29. The phrase, "bound securely in the bundle of the living," paints a beautiful picture. It's as though Abigail was saying, "David, you're like a precious treasure in God's hands. He's carrying you, protecting you, and ensuring your safety." This assurance of God's perfect care gave David the strength to walk away from needless bloodshed and trust God with the outcome. Like King David, we often feel the urge to take control of situations, especially when it comes to protecting those we love. We may go to great lengths to build metaphorical bubbles to shield them from harm. But Abigail's wisdom teaches us that our loved ones are safest when entrusted to God's care. His hands are stronger, His wisdom greater, and His love far more perfect than ours could ever be. David Vedder's parents did all they could to protect their son, but his life was ultimately in God's hands. King David learned to release his need for control and rely on God's protection. Both stories remind us of the limitations of human effort and the boundless care of our Creator. Reflection. When are you tempted to take control and build bubbles of protection around your loved ones? How can Abigail's words remind you to trust in God's perfect care? Consider the areas of your life where you need to release control and let God carry the people and situations you hold dear. Prayer. Dear Father, thank you for being the ultimate protector of those we love. Help me to trust in your perfect care and release my need to control every outcome. Teach me to entrust my loved ones into your capable hands, knowing you carry them better than I ever could. Amen.